junior in high school, and I go to Cary Christian School. Thank you so much, Mr. Hsu. It's an honor to have you here today.
No problem. Yes.
So for everybody in our audience today, I'm just going to do a brief introduction of Dr. Hsu. This is an excerpt from his bio from the Hsu Educational Foundation website, which is an initiative that he is a part of and started and we'll be talking about later.
Okay.
Dr. Hsu is an engineer, an entrepreneur, a business leader, and a public servant who was born in Taiwan and came to the United States as a first-generation immigrant in 1976. We'll hear more about that later in the interview. After receiving a degree in 1978 from the University of Central Missouri in Industrial Management and System Engineering, Dr. Hsu founded Manufacturing Technology Incorporated, or MTI, in 1984. Serving the U.S. Department of Defense in avionics and battlefield electronics. In 1992, Dr. Hsu received his PhD in engineering management from LaSalle University, and in 1995, he completed a 3-year executive educational program at Harvard Business School. Since then, in 2014, Dr. Hsu has held a senior fellow position at Harvard University's Asia Center. 3 successful companies followed MTI, beginning with Total Parts Plus Incorporated, an internet database content company providing electronic component obsolescence management and engineering services. And after this, Dr. Hsu also ventured into a lot of his own businesses, other businesses as well, and he has now dedicated his life and his legacy into passing that on to the next generation of Asian American youth with his educational foundation. So, now that we've gotten that...
All these things happening about 200 years ago, so...
Forever young at heart, though. Forever young at heart. That's what matters the most.
Okay. Thank you, Chloe. Yes.
So this series is called A Cup of Coffee with ... So today it's you, and you are actually our very first member to be interviewed as a part of this series.
What an honor.
Thank you. It's truly the honor to have you. What are you drinking here today?
Coffee. Yes. Starbucks coffee. That's right.
Starbucks. Very nice.
Another entrepreneur story. No? Yeah. I mean, seriously, think about Starbucks. It's something very simple. There's nothing technology about it to start with. And now they create a product and everybody loves it, you know? And it's a marketing. So yeah, a typical successful story for entrepreneurship.
Yeah, exactly. And part of being an entrepreneur is you see a need and you meet it and you find a creative way to be able to fill the gap that's in the market. And hopefully if you market it the correct way, and if you do the correct procedures, make the correct connections and format, structure your business properly, it'll hopefully take off, right?
Perfectly put. Yeah. Well said.
And I'm sure we're going to hear a lot more about that in your story later on today. So it's my understanding that you're living in California right now?
Yes. Well, not living. I have a house here and I have a house in Florida, and my kids, all my 3 children are living in the West Coast. So every summer we come down here, we spend about 2 months, 3 months. So that's the only time we have to spend some time with our grandkids. So.
Gotcha. How many grandkids do you have?
6.
Oh, 6! That's so awesome!
8, and down to 7, 6, 3, 2, and 2.
So they have a lot of growing to do, right?
Oh my gosh, watching them is like, it's crazy.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
So just between me and you, which one do you like better, Florida or California?
Well, it's hard to say because Florida, as you see, I spent 40 years in Florida.
Wow.
My wife and I, we were first generation immigrants from Taiwan. So, and 40 years. Even we're first generation immigrant. I never spent any longer than 40 years in any other place. So Florida, the Okaloosa County, I consider it's kind of my hometown, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah, and that explained it. After we found our own American dream, uh, I want to give something back, and so there's no other better place than Okaloosa County for us to do it. That's why we started the Hsu Educational Foundation. You know,
Hmm.
we like to lead more kids to really have a base understanding about what the STEM is all about: the science, technology, engineering, mathematics. Because if you're looking down the road, you know, next 5, 10, 15, 20 years, and all these jobs created, and almost 95% of them were STEM related. Okay. So I think it's a very important for our young generation to really understand the importance of these 4 different fields. So that's why I created this Hsu Educational Foundation. We let the kids learn how to fly the drones, you know, the UAS, the unmanned aircraft system. We let the kids to build their own robotic, you know, so, and then they have to learn how to code, do some codings and everything. And I think the best way to learn for young people is while you're learning and you also have fun.
Exactly, exactly.
Best way to learn. So that's why that's the that's the whole essence of the foundation is all about. So
Hmm. And home is where the heart is. And I think it's great that you have your heart with your history in Florida and the foundation in Florida. And then also your home and your heart is also in California with your grandchildren as well. So, in terms of you just talked a little bit about the Educational Foundation, and also you mentioned briefly your immigration from Taiwan. And I know that's part of the book you wrote, Guardians of the Dream: The Enduring Legacy of America's Immigrants. And this is sort of detailing your success story and your story of immigration from Taiwan. And we'll get to the Educational Foundation later, but as an immigrant from Taiwan, right, I'm sure you had a comfortable life in Taiwan. So, what was it that brought you to America, and what are some struggles that you faced when you first came to America?
well, I think the major reason I come to United States is for the better opportunity. I Not too many people know about this. I came from a very humble beginning. I wasn't born in a very rich family, so my successfulness in Taiwan, in a way, is kind of a limited. And I wasn't a very good student, so you know, in the middle school, high school, and college, and so I didn't have a very good grade to be proud of, and um, and so I look around. I say, well, the United States, because people keep saying that's the land of opportunity, and so that's probably where I should go. I became the first generation immigrant, and for a better opportunity. I That remind me about, you know, Eleanor Roosevelt once said, you know, the future actually belong to those who believe in the beauty of their dream. So the dream is very important. You know, you got to have a dream. You got to have something down deep, the desire that what you want to be. I think that's very important. So America is perfect for me. I was here 40 years now, so I enjoy every minute of it, and I want to see more and more younger Americans can reach out and create their own American dream, so to speak. So yeah, and that's why I'm here.
Thank you so much. So, you just spoke of a dream, right? Did you know specifically what you wanted to do, where you were going to be when you left the shores of Taiwan? What was your mindset coming over? Were you scared? Were you anxious? Were you ready to take on the world? Did you have a dream, like a set dream? You already knew what you wanted to pursue?
Well, when I was a little kid, I always want to I want to be a businessman. I don't know why. I want to do the buying and the selling, and I want to create something. So my dream is to become a factory owner. Don't ask me why. It's just one of my wildest dream. I maybe because when I was 13 years old, and I happened to walk into a factory, and I saw all the workers, working on the machine and producing things, and um, and then the manager walk around and check the qualities, and then here's the shipping department. They start shipping those things out. It just really excite me. So I just kind of I got a hook, since that day. I want to be like the guy, the manager. I want to own this factory. I want to manufacture things. I want to create something real, so you can touch it, you can feel it, you can hold on to it, So again, that's just my dream, and it may not be the best dream that a person can have, but that's my dream. So that's why I and you can tell that because the dream, and I came to the United States. I went to school, and of course, education is very important, and we can talk a little bit about that too. And after school, like you said, I work for Harris Corporation. It's a very large defense electronic companies in Florida. So, and I started with engineer, and then I become engineer two, and then I become engineer three, and so the engineer three means the senior engineer. So I was in charge the production control, the quality controls, and all that, and that just make me more excited about the factory work. So this was 1980. I guess this was 82. I guess a long time ago. That was before you were born. The Berlin Wall tumbling down, the Soviet Union disappeared. Harris Corporation was a defense-related business, so the DoD, the Department of Defense, start cutting their budget, and so they're going to have a big layoff. Um, so my boss came to me and said, "Well, we really don't want to lay you off because you're such a good engineer, workers. We'd like to take you with us to New York, to Syosset, New York." I just really don't want to go to New York. I just bought a house, and I have wife, three little kids, and so I say, maybe this is a good time for me to think about starting something my own, as a factory, as a manufacturing. So that was 1984, I believe. I started my first company. It's called Manufacturing Technology Inc. So we were building stuff. My first project was I was helping the United States Navy to build a device, have a very long shaft, can go all the way down to the water like 35, 40 feet to position any acoustic transducer for Navy's testing and calibration. So that was my first project, and I was very happy to get a contract. This was after I started my business, like 2 years after that. So the first 2 years was, I tell you, yeah, you can have all kinds of dream you have, but there's another thing it's called reality, because your kids need to eat. Your wife need to have a money to buy gas. You need to have a shelter, so when it's rain, you're not going to get wet. All these are reality. So I went through all that. My wife working at Pizza Hut as a waitress, and to support my American dream. And it's a teamwork. Really, it's a teamwork. And then we finally got the first contract. It was about $250,000. So I was really excited about that. And then I realized I need money. I need money to buy parts. I need money to hire people to work on it. I need money to do the testing, to do the evaluation, and all these monies where I'm going to get the money. So I went to the bank. As always, I say, "Hey, banker, Mr. Banker, I need about $150,000 to help me to build these things because I got a contract." And then pretty soon I realized the bankers give me some dose of reality. The contract could not be treated as a collateral because the banker had no idea you're going to complete the contract or not. So he's asking, "Well, where you live, what kind of car you drive, and how much money you have in your bank," which is zero, zero, and zero. So I have nothing. And so the bank says, "Well, sorry, I cannot help you on these things because you have no collateral." And so I moved to another bank, and the answer is the same thing. And I moved another bank. I tried about roughly 10 or 15 banks, and I got no, 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 no. So, and I said, "Well, this is probably the end of the world, and my dream, it may not be a reality." And then a banker friend saw me at the coffee shop and said, "Wow, why you look so down? Did your dog die?" I said, "No, I just need money. I don't have no collateral. I have nothing." And so he was the first time he says, "Well, there's a things called the government guarantee loan. It's called the SBA, the Small Business Administration. It's our federal government, part of our federal government, and their job is to help the small business people to become successful. And the government understand the small business are the job creators. So they willing to walk extra miles to help the small business." So I said, "Well, you think I'm qualified?" "Well, I think so, why don't you apply?" So make a long story short, I apply. That was my first SBA government guarantee loan for $150,000. Without that, I don't think I can sit here and talking to you today. So the government really laid a big helping hand for small business people. So I just and just a side point, I want all the Asian American business people, don't overlook the government. It's the government's job to help you. So you need to find out a little more. In order to play the game, you have to understand the rules. So understand what they're looking for. Understand, be patient with them, and at the end, you will get whatever the assistance that you're looking for. So, yeah. So that's how my first company created.
And I think it's so great, right? You have to have a little dose of reality, a dream, hard work, bit of education, and a tiny bit of help where you need it, and to recognize when you need help and to get help. And I think it's so awesome how in 2007, when President Bush brought you on as the Associate Administrator for Small Business Administration Office, I think it's so great how you're able to pay it forward by being part of the SBA. So I can definitely see that's definitely a big part of your life, like having part of your story and then using what you've learned to pay it forward as well, which is part of how the Educational Foundation came to be. So why don't you tell me a little bit about the foundation? You're obviously very passionate about it. So tell me a little bit about what your mission is, why you founded it, and what you guys are doing today.
Well, like I said, I spent 40 years in my life in Okaloosa County, Florida. So even a first generation immigrant like myself, I never lived anywhere longer than 40 years. So this is my hometown. And as you mentioned, I found my American dream. I became an entrepreneur, and I build companies, I sell them, and I make a lot of money. So now it's the time for me to give something back. So I want to do it in Okaloosa County. And a couple of reasons, because I in the technical field that I spent 40 years with, I knew that in the near future, I'm talking about 5, 10, 15 years, all the job created in this great country of ours will all STEM related, 95% of it. So even you, a plumber, you need to know how to operate your little computers, to figure out what's the schematics is all about. So all these, automotive car technicians, you need to understand the computer. You need to understand little science, little math, little engineering. So all these are STEM related. So I feel like it's about time for us to give the kids a practical experience. So let them come in and just have a hands-on experience to build a little drone so it can fly. And the drone will under your control. You want the things go up, it goes up. You want the things go left, it go left. You want the thing go right, it's go right. And then go down, go up, and fly all the way around. Well, how you control that is the coding. So you need to learn how to speak the language that only the computer chip can understand. So all these are practical matters. So I feel like it's very important to create a place that the kids can come in and have some hands-on experience, not only just the drone, but the robotic, but all kinds of like a car repair. We started with a small lawnmower engine, and we put it apart. Okay, let them see it, and then we go from there from small lawnmower engine to a 2-cylinders engine. And then today, I think just last week, and we grow from 2-cylinder engine to 4-cylinder engines. And the first time we let the kids to operate on the 6-cylinder car. So it's just really, you're watching them just, progressing. It really is a heartwarming experience. So, and they're so eager to learn. But again, like the old saying, you lead a horse to the water. As a parent, as an adult in this country, you have no idea that the young kids can be the best musician ever, but you need to introduce him or her to the piano or to the violin or to whatever the music instrument, right? So if he or she have the talent, and they're going to grab the things and they're going to run. So it is our job to provide them that kind of a technology, kind of opportunity. So that's what the old saying is all about, is lead a horse to the water. Now the horse may not drink immediately, but at least the horse know where the water is. So eventually the horse will come back, so I think that's what what we need to do.
And I think it's so great. In another interview or video you did, you said that you wanted to make sure the bridge of your American dream is strong enough for others to cross. And I think that's exactly what the youth, like myself included, what we're looking for in generations of successful people. And on behalf of youth everywhere who are interested in STEM and who are interested in making America a better place, we just want to thank you for the work that you're doing. It truly is so awesome. And something that is also a big part of your story and the Hsu Educational Foundation is combining STEM and business. Now, these things aren't necessarily mutually exclusive as a lot of people want them to believe. So how have these sort of intersected and in your story, and how would you advise people to combine these two in ways that might not necessarily be expected?
Mm-hmm. Well, if you put STEM education, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, education, if you put these things and added a business concept, to me, that's like putting a wing on the tiger, The tiger is very strong, Now, if the tiger can fly, oh my gosh, that's what it is. Yeah, the tiger can, like Game of Thrones, the dragon, and go, kill them all.
For sure.
But think about this though, an engineer, a technicians can easier to see the opportunity, to see whatever people needs, okay, their problem. So they can see it. But in order to run a business, you have to make sure the business is profitable. So you need to have a basic understanding the difference between account payable, account receivable, and marketing, how you market these things, what kind of a customers that need your services, and how you're going to make them know that you exist. All these business practices, okay, plus the STEM education that you have, that you can see the problem, you can see, and you also have a solution for that, and then you know how to get to the customers, and then you know how to make some money out of it, to start with. And that's just a beautiful formula, for a successful business. So yes, I honestly believe, when I was at Harvard, as a senior research fellow, I strongly recommend to have some curriculums in the engineering school about business, how about run a business, about entrepreneurship, because I honestly believe it's you can see the synergies. The 2 plus 2 is not just equal to 4. The 2 plus 2 can be 6, can be 8, can be 10, can be even 20. So that's how powerful it is. So thank you for your question. I think yeah, the STEM and plus engine plus business practice, it's a wonderful combination.
Yeah, thank you so much. And that's something, hearing you say that reminds me of my dad too, because he's always telling me, I'm sure you know my mom and dad's story, right? Of
Yes.
combining these two things. And he always tells me, like, if you go to be a biology major, you don't have to be a doctor. You can create a business model around it and use what you learn and fill a hole in the industry. And if you go to a law degree, you don't have to be a lawyer. You can do patent law or something like that. And you can use these skill sets that many people who are somewhat closed-minded try to put into a box. And I think that's great, that part of the mission of the Hsu Educational Foundation is to open people's eyes, right? Because the kids who are involved don't necessarily have to become doctors or engineers. They can become business owners.
Well, let me stop you right there. Okay?
Yes, yes.
I think it's important, okay?
Mhm.
Do what you like to do.
Yes.
It's nothing wrong to be the best engineer or the best doctor, because you are practicing something that you really enjoy. You're looking forward to go to work, Monday morning. And that's something to get you up out of the bed. That's very important. So you do what you like to do, and then whatever you do is really needed for the society. So they want to pay you. They're going to compensate you. So you make a lot of money. That's all very, very wonderful, right? That's very good. Now, to get better is you use whatever your know-how, and you create something. You create an ideas. You whatever, you build yourself a team, okay? And that's better. The best is entrepreneurship. Think about this, okay? The best way to to make your dream come true is you have a team of people, and then they're all working hard toward one goal, which is you sit up for them. And then while you're on vacation or you sleep at night, let's say, look at me, okay? I at night, like 11:30 at night, and I go, well, my company's cash register still go jinging, 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 jinging. The money making machine never stops. You can go to two months vacation, like what I'm doing now, right? If my company still making money, not like I'm a good engineer, I'm a good doctor, but I have to work for a living. If I don't work, I got no pay, which is good. Nothing wrong with that, right? Because I work, I get a lot of money, I get a lot of pay. But that's better. But the best is you can go away and other people, that the team that you build up will follow your vision, follow your direction, okay? And you are just like a coach of 8 horses, you're a driver of 8 horses, a coach. Each and every horse are stronger than you and faster than you. but you just sitting in there and you hold on to this harness and you go, ha, 8 horses go and go into the right direction. Okay. So one of the 8 horses are a little slow, and Larry just kind of a slow, lately. So you give him a go, psh, you hit him a little bit, right? So Larry go faster, right? And then Steve is just too fast, because you have to control the 8 horses are running the same speed. So you pull back to Steve. Say, Stevie, slow down a little bit. Larry, go faster. So you control the 8 horses, and they're running in the same speed with the one direction. If you can control that, you are the best entrepreneur. Think about all these big companies, Microsoft, Amazon, all these big companies, right? And they have hundreds, thousands of people. And the one CEO control the harness. And everybody go, oh, the machine never stopped.
Yes, yeah.
Never stop. Okay, Amazon's boss, the CEO, he can sleep at night. The company's still making money, continuously making money, right? It's all because his idea. And that's the top entrepreneurs.
And I think that's great, right? Surrounding yourself with good people. So what are some qualities that you look for when you're finding these horses or these partners or these people as you're building your team? What are some traits that you look for in these people?
Well, technical background, they have to understand what they're doing, right? And the vision and the passion, and most important, the ethics. You have to be honest. That's the only way you can survive in business. You can cheat people one time. You can cheat people twice. But very difficult for you to cheat the same person or same group of people 3 times in a row. They're going to find out. So to be honest to yourself, to be honest to your customer, to be honest to your employees, to be honest to your society, I think that's the best policy ever. So, and you sleep tight at night, and then everybody see your value, see who you are, and they draw to you. And that will make you very successful too. So yes, very important. Technical backgrounds, enthusiasm, conscientiousness, and ethics. These are the 4, I think, is the most important characteristics.
Yes, for sure. Thank you so much. And we want to thank you again for your time. Hopefully you had a chance to sip a bit of coffee. I know I definitely finished my water cup over here, but thank you so much for your time. Before we close out, are there any last words that you have for aspiring Asian Americans or Asian American entrepreneurs?
Have a dream. Really have a dream, and have an education. Education is very, very important. Education play a very crucial role as a unifying factor for shaping our nation's identity. This is very important. And today we are moving into an innovation-oriented society. So the demand for the 21st century is creativity, integration of knowledge at the global level, and the critical research, and also very thoughtful thought. So these are really will equip you to get ready for your next step. So so be yourself, be honest to yourself, and have a dream. Have an American dream. That's my last word. Okay?
Okay. Thank you so much for your time.
It's really I'm really enjoy this, and I thank you for giving me this opportunity. And Chloe, you're a wonderful young lady.
Thank you.
I can see a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of conscientiousness out of you, and you talk just like your mother. Your mother love your daddy to death, and please give their my best regard. And I'm just very proud of you. Okay, so
For sure. Thank you so much for your time. Be sure to tell your family and your grandkids that we said hi and enjoy the rest of your time in California.
okay, see you later.